Well, technically 3 different live streams going on right now. So now you'll see me changing cameras from this camera to that camera occasionally. I've got Instagram. Let me be clear. I've got the Legally Armed America Instagram. I have to be specific here because I am banned right now on YouTube. So I have my Legally Armed America Instagram, my Legally Armed America X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And my handle there is Paul_@_LAA. That's my third account at Twitter. Before Elon Musk took over, they canceled 2 of them. So I'm on my third account. And I have the Legally Armed America Facebook on here, which gets very little traffic, but nevertheless, it is a spot. And then I have, if you guys were paying attention last year, and we're about to ramp it back up again, we had a podcast that we started called Thinktown USA, or might have just been called Thinktown. I think we shortened it to Thinktown. So that's where some of you might be seeing this now. I know a lot of my Legally Armed America audience went and started following also the Thinktown. So that's kind of a secondary outlet for me for YouTube, at least, for if I get banned on YouTube. And the thing that Thinktown is essentially a political program, whereas Legally Armed America is mostly firearms related, self-defense related. The Thinktown was straight politics, which would include in many cases also Second Amendment related stuff, but it covered all politics. And not everybody on Legally Armed America wants to look at politics all the time. So we splintered that off and made that podcast. And I had 3 other people, Kendall, Chad, and Mackenzie. Well, Mackenzie got pregnant. Mackenzie is a girl, obviously. She got pregnant, and that kind of slowed things down on Thinktown. So that's why I'm using Thinktown on YouTube, because that's my only outlet on YouTube right now. Again, I have the Instagram, X, and Facebook. So let me give you a little bit of a rundown of why I'm not on the Legally Armed America YouTube. I'm banned for 7 days on YouTube right now. I did a story. I don't know if you guys know the videos, and this is the crazy thing. The videos are still up. The video that I did last week it was a woman, she just happened to be black, who went into a store, stole a butcher knife. I think she stole a couple of butcher knives, but she stole her butcher knife, came out of that store, went into the grocery store next door. As she was walking in, a white mother and her 3-year-old son were leaving the grocery store after grocery shopping, and the black lady turned around and immediately followed them out. There was no interaction between the two, no words discussed, not even eye contact made between the mother and the killer. Now, maybe the killer made eye contact with the 3-year-old, and that started some beef. I don't know. But no matter what, she immediately decided to target these people. She had gone in, talk about premeditated. She had gone into the store next door, remember, and stolen a knife, at least one knife, a butcher knife, that she intended to use, right? She stole it, walked into a grocery store with it in her hand. Followed the mother and the 3-year-old out of the grocery store into the parking lot. As the mother and her son were approaching their vehicle, the mother, not paying attention, unfortunately, did not see the killer coming up from behind. The killer stabs the boy in the face, and as the mother is trying to pull the killer off of her 3-year-old, stabs the little boy, the 3-year-old, in the back, so in the face, in the back, and then stabs the mother in the shoulder. Then she walks off with the knife still in hand. This is literally across the street from a police department. The grocery store in Ohio where this took place is literally right across the street from the police station. Anyway, I need to make sure that you guys who haven't seen that video understand the context of why I got booted off of YouTube for 7 days. So I put the video out describing that. I did a follow-up video. Oh gosh, today is what, Thursday? So that must have been Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. So I did a follow-up video Tuesday. This person, the killer who killed the 3-year-old, by the way, the 3-year-old died, stabbed in the face and in the back, and he passed away that afternoon. The killer was arraigned in court, and the video is still up. Again, YouTube had no problem with the killer laughing and cutting up, being described of what her crime was, and giving her plea, which she pled not guilty, by the way. Go figure. I believe an insanity plea is on the way, and I mean that when I say that, and I also state that in the video. I post the video. The video is immediately monetized. In other words, YouTube allowed monetization on it, meaning YouTube reviewed it, and YouTube had no problem with the video or anything that I said about the suspect in the video, right? So I upload the video. That takes place at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday. I will typically take a newly uploaded video from that same day in many cases, and I will re-upload it. And I say re-upload it. That's not the right terminology. I will share it back to the same YouTube audience later that evening for people who worked a different shift, different time zone, someone who just may not have seen it when it premiered. And, you know, the amount of junk emails and things like that we get these days, it's easy to overlook a notification even for those who still get notifications from my YouTube. YouTube has done a really good job of stopping that. So I shared it, and I shared it with the wording. I'm just trying to get this right because I don't want to be like these other guys and mislead. Okay, I shared it with the wording. This is what a piece of shit looks like. I did not spell out the word shit. I put the S and I put 3 dashes. So I put, this is what a piece of S looks like. That's it. I didn't talk about the killer. I didn't talk about her skin color. I didn't talk about anything whatsoever other than calling her a piece of S. And again, it's very clear, needs to be clear, that I did not spell out the word shit, although I wanted to. That video gets shared. I wake up yesterday morning to find that I no longer have access to YouTube. 375,000 subscribers on there. I've gotten a warning before on YouTube. This is the other thing that's funny. The warning that I've gotten from YouTube was in 2022, January of that year, where I stated, not my opinion, but I put out a video that Glock had a vaccine mandate. Now, I did mention that I thought that it was silly, that I was disappointed in Glock, things like that. But I didn't go into the whole Fauci discussion, right? The lies that he's shared and things like that. I didn't go into any of that. But I did talk about Glock as a company having a vaccine mandate. And I thought that was unfair, especially as truth was coming out and all the things that they were mandating were found to be incorrect and not properly scientifically backed up, right? So YouTube gives me a warning in January of 2022. Watch it, they tell me. And they restricted my access to YouTube for, I think, a couple of days, but they did not give me a strike. Now, strikes are very important in the world of YouTube. You literally get 3 strikes on YouTube. First strike you get, which is where I'm at now because of my video sharing of the video, not even the video. Video is still up. The video that I referenced is still up and still monetized. So I had no problem with the killer laughing at the camera when they were discussing her crime in a court. But the video this time stays up. I get booted off. I can't upload, do live streams. Anyone watching me on YouTube right now is watching me on that secondary channel that I have, Think Town, not on Legally Armed America. So that's my punishment. I'm banned for 7 days. I can comment on videos, which is really kind of odd that I can still comment. So I've gone and I've pinned some comments on some of my more current videos so people can see why I'm not being active on YouTube. I cannot make a community post. I can't just tell people what's going on either. So there's no way for me to communicate with my YouTube crew except through comments right now in my own comment section. I think I can comment on other videos too. Some people have responded back to me saying that they can't like any of my videos. I don't know about that. I wasn't aware that that was a feature in YouTube banning you for 7 days. But back to the strike thing, it's really important because if you get 3 strikes, you will be banned from YouTube. So right now, if I get a second strike, YouTube they'll ban me from YouTube again for a certain period of time. The next time, I think it's like a month. Like the next time, it's a much more severe penalty. And then, of course, immediately after that, if I get a third strike, I'm gone. My entire audience is wiped clean, nothing. You rarely will win an appeal like that. I did appeal this. I'm not sure if you guys can even read this. I could not upload the slide. Now, you're not going to be able to read it. Let me read you my appeal real quick. My appeal said, this post does not use spelled out curse words. The word shit is spelled out S -- and is describing the suspect in this video who stabbed a 3-year-old boy in the face and killed him, and then is laughing about it in court in front of the deceased boy's father. I think I described the murderer quite accurately. No one on YouTube was cyberbullied. The killer in this case does not have access to YouTube, in jail, and will never see this post. No one at all was affected or hurt in any way. That was my appeal, and I thought that was fair. I thought I was extremely nice under the circumstances because I could not believe that YouTube would have a problem with me calling somebody a piece of S, not even spelling out the curse word, and this person had stabbed and murdered a 3-year-old boy that she did not even know. I thought I was pretty kind by calling her that and not being any more, I guess, colorful than that. Let's just leave it at that. So nevertheless, those of you who follow me on YouTube, that's why I'm not there. I have encouraged people, and there's a reason for this. I've encouraged people to go follow me on Twitter or X. The reason for that is, those of you here that are watching me on Instagram, you well know that Instagram is owned by Facebook. They are the same company, which means that they have the same set of guidelines and rules, and they are just as bad, if not worse in many cases, than YouTube. They have a tendency to completely hide your channel. Very few people see my channel. My Facebook page that some of you might be watching me on right now, a couple of you, I see a couple of you in there. It's had 20,000 followers for like 4 or 5 years, like hasn't gained a single follower. And I post on there all the time. So I watch my YouTube numbers grow exponentially. Facebook stays completely stagnant. Same with Instagram. Instagram hasn't grown. Occasionally, if one of my friends out there shares a video or a post or whatever, and I comment on it, I get a couple of people will get in there and follow me on Instagram. But Instagram doesn't grow either. There's 18,000 on Instagram that, it's not, there's no growth. Again, my Twitter or X, it's small right now. I used to have several, I want to say 30 or 40,000 in my old Twitter account. My second one, the first one, I don't remember how many I had. Second one, I had 30 or 40. Before Elon Musk bought it, they deleted that one also. So I'm on my third one there. It's only got about 1,500 followers. The reason why I think that it's important, and there's a point to all this, the reason why I believe that following on Twitter or X, let's just call it X, I guess, since that is the name of it now. It's kind of, and a friend of mine, Jeremy, who I hung out with at the NRA show, we talked about it, and like he's mentioned, it's like the wild, wild west right now. They used to have super strict moderation. You couldn't say certain words. You couldn't cyberbully somebody. Like, I'm called names all the time on YouTube and everywhere else. I'm given death threats all the time in YouTube, and nobody else does anything. But if I say the word S, implying that it's shit, they kick me off for 7 days. Twitter, on the other hand, or X right now, their moderators, they don't do that anymore. I would imagine out of a certain amount of fairness that you probably couldn't get away with things that we feel like are unreasonable. Like I YouTube will allow a terrorist to behead somebody on YouTube. I don't think X will allow that. It may get by for a little while, but I think X would take it down now. X's leadership is a whole lot different than these other wacko liberals out there who are leading all these other social media things. Boy, would I love for Elon Musk to buy YouTube. You talk about blow up, right? I mean, gun channels would absolutely dominate YouTube wholeheartedly if the gun channels were given the freedom that everybody else does. So nevertheless, that's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to push people to Twitter so that whenever YouTube does this again, if they do, and I'm going to be careful what I do. I mean, it may have been on my part as the manager of a page like YouTube with 375,000 followers. I should have been more responsible. Personally, I did not think, because of things I have seen on YouTube, I did not think calling somebody a piece of S would be considered cyberbullying, because I get everything from death threats to a number of very colorful four-letter words that are not used with dashes. They're actually spelled out. And I don't report those, of course, because I don't care. I feel like that's a certain form of free speech. If somebody has a problem with me and wants to call me an ugly name, I honestly don't care. In fact, I probably relish in that, because I usually will strike back at them and have a little fun at their expense on YouTube. So I'm not one to report things on YouTube. So I wonder if people are reporting other folks, and I doubt it, if they are getting cyberbully strikes against them and their channels as a result of that. Again, I really doubt it. I think it's whatever your political leanings are and who you're attacking. If I had said that Donald Trump was a piece of S, what do you guys think? Be honest. If I made the same post with a picture of Donald Trump instead of this killer, and I put in the comment of it as I share it on YouTube, Donald Trump is a piece of S, what do you honestly think YouTube would do? Do you think they'd hit me with another strike? I'd probably gain about 10,000 new subscribers in minutes just from them pushing my video up in the algorithm so that it got more attention, so more people would see it. I think you guys see where I'm coming from. It matters who you are or who is the target as far as what the repercussions are when you do something that might, quote, violate their community standards. Let's be really clear. Nothing in my sentence violated their community standards. I'm very well aware of YouTube's community standards. What I wrote does not violate their community standards. You can interpret it as cyberbullying, but if that person who is a killer of a 3-year-old, even if she saw it, I cannot imagine her reporting me to YouTube for cyberbullying. YouTube decided that I was a cyberbully because I called a murderer of a 3-year-old a piece of S. YouTube decided that, not somebody else, not a bot. When I appealed it, an actual person saw this. So that's why I wanted to put this video out. I felt it was very important, especially I'm hoping that some of the folks from my YouTube channel who follow me on ThinkTown and follow me also on X and Facebook, hope you guys, and Instagram, I hope you guys get a chance to see this, because I don't want, the punishment part of YouTube is that I do believe this, that if I disappear for 7 days, people think that I've lost interest in my channel and they stop following me, stop watching my videos, stop sharing, stop liking, stop commenting in the comment section. They want our channels to die on the vine. And that's my fear right now, is that it gives the impression that I'm AWOL and I'm just not present and I'm not interested in what I do. I've not lost any interest. I don't leave my iPad or my laptop up there ever, or my phone, because it's important to me to stay abreast of everything and to put out information on a daily basis. That's the other thing. This will be a 7-day gap on YouTube where I put nothing out. I put out a video daily on YouTube, and now I will go 7 days straight with nothing. Again, that's part of the punishment I believe that YouTube implements, hoping that your audience will stop paying attention to you. So again, my biggest encouragement and wish is that you guys will follow me on X, because X allows me to say what I want to say. And it's kind of entertaining, if you ask me. If you go look at my comments, I follow a lot of people who don't like me because it gives me the chance to say what needs to be said, and those comments stay out there. So even though you might be following somebody, I don't know, well, Joe Biden, for instance, he may have, I don't know, a few 100,000 people following him. Most of those are slaves to the organization, to the Democrat Party. So they're stupid, they're ignorant, they'll vote for him again. This is my way, by following these people on X that I don't like and don't agree with, to give my opinion, to sprinkle in a little bit of truth. I know not many people will latch onto it, and not many people will believe it, because if they believe Joe Biden and have confidence in Joe Biden, it's very unlikely that I'm going to change their mind in the comment section, right? I understand that. However, it does give me a chance to get an opposing view out there instead of the same thing over and over and over again. If it does anything to one person by getting them the question, like if they want to debunk what I've said, for instance, maybe they go actually look for the truth and they'll find it, because I'm not spreading mistruths. So my hope is that somebody does a little bit of research in the attempt to debunk me, and it opens their eyes up a little bit. They may not come back and say anything positive, or at least in support of me, but maybe it starts making them question the lies that they've been fed from the wackos on the far left. So again, go follow me on Twitter. Again, X for now. Twitter is pretty darn fair. They've opened it up to where you can put more text in there, so it's not just one little quick soundbite thing that you put in there. It's actually a little bit more extensive, where you can get your point across. I like a lot of what they do. Oh, in fact, I saw this yesterday, and this kind of surprised me. You know how some, let's just call them celebrities. I hate using that word, but we're going to use it for the sake of recognition. Celebrities have gotten blowback. Say a conservative celebrity who's not really vocal about his position, whether it be vaccines, whether it be Fauci, whether it be Biden, whether it be the ATF. Maybe they're quietly supportive of what we do, but they go like one thing on Twitter or X, and everybody gives them crap about it. They receive a massive amount of blowback. I saw yesterday, and this really surprised me, that now apparently when you like something, it will show the number of likes on Twitter, but it won't, you can't click on it now and show everybody who liked it. Interesting. And they're doing this in the name of privacy, is what they're talking about. So no longer can somebody see what you like. So if you go like a video or a post or something by somebody who might be a little bit on the edge, let's say an Alex Jones or something like that, nobody can see that you like that anymore. All the likes, and I haven't, honestly, guys, I have not tested that yet. I'm kind of curious. I don't know if I have X up on my iPad. I don't see it. I'm going to check that out, because I was really surprised. I was like, really? Because that was a feature that it's gotten a lot of people in trouble on both sides. There's been people who have toted the liberal water for a long time, and they've gotten blowback because they like something that might have been anti-abortion or something, So that's a big change. As small as it seems, that's a big change. I think that's going to allow people to support movements, at least once people believe that nobody will ever be able to see that. That's going to allow people to support maybe a movement now that they normally would have quietly supported without showing any kind of support by clicking on the like button or something. So again, I think X is moving in the right direction on a lot of stuff. So go check me out over there. It's Paul _@_ letter L, letter A, letter A. Paul @LAA. I wish it was easier. It was easier, but those accounts have been deleted. And once they delete an account that just says Legally Armed America, you can't access. It's so weird. They delete the account and make it inaccessible to me, yet they say the name is being used by somebody else. I can't recover the name and use it again. Anyway, whatever. Those of you that sat in here and follow me, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching this. Hopefully you will put the word out that I have been banned for 7 days. That was starting yesterday. on Wednesday. So next Wednesday, I will be back on YouTube again. And for the meantime, or in the meantime, I'll be making all of my posts wherever you're watching me at now. If I do a live stream, it would be on all 4 of these platforms that you're watching me on now. I'll continue to try to post on all of these, including Instagram. I'm not real good at Instagram as far as posting on a regular basis. And Twitter, I usually just comment on Twitter, but I'm going to start making actual posts on Twitter now. Be a little bit more active on Twitter and on X, so that those of you who are new to follow me over there, you actually get some of the similar content that you would have gotten on YouTube. I won't be putting out as many videos because the videos get way more traction if they come from YouTube. And since I can't upload them to YouTube, there's not really a place for me to sit them on. So I may put out some shorter videos that don't have the production quality of my YouTube videos, what they normally would. But certainly by Wednesday of next week, you guys will see me back to normal again. And hopefully I don't get another strike. And again, guys, I did lose my appeal. So the strike is going to stay. That's the funny thing. When I appealed it, within minutes, my appeal was rejected by YouTube. So that goes to tell you that they had already made up their mind that they were going to protect a child killer and not my right to say what the child killer was in describing them in a comment. So thanks again, guys, for following me. I appreciate that. All of you, it does mean a lot to me. Those of you who do follow me on a regular basis know that I'm sincere about people following me, and I do appreciate that. So I will see you all later on. And again, once again, thank you all for always following me and always supporting me, sharing, liking, and all that good stuff. I appreciate it so much.